It is hashtag Friday Pie Day, baby. Everybody knows exactly what day it is. I appreciate everybody for showing up. It is the Wolfer briefing time. We're going to talk about Wolfer. We're going to talk about plans for Wolfer. We're going to talk about Sonic Labs. We're going to talk about everything that we're doing right now. We got some new stuff that we're going to cover, and we're just going to get straight into it, shall we? So I appreciate everybody for showing up. If you're here from the future, hello from the past. Make sure you smash the like button, baby. Make sure you hit subscribe, and then boom, bang on that notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. If you show up from the previous streams that I've been doing on TA and stuff like that, man, I appreciate everybody that shows up for those. That means a lot, seriously. Now, with that being said, let's get into some stuff, man. We had some super duper heavy volatility in the markets, and it's still, like, I mean, let's be real, it's still being super duper volatile, right? It's pretty crazy right now, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up the chart because Bitcoin has been absolutely just smashing, just absolutely smashing. And this is, it is what we want to see, but there's other things that we also want to see, right? Like we want to see other things that maybe make a little bit more sense to us, which is ETH, okay? Specifically ETH. All right, and if we can see ETH get above that, what's it called? Hold on 1 second. What is going on my chart? There we go. Okay. If we can see ETH get above that 5K level, that's where we're really going to start smashing into that, let's call it bull run season, right? In my opinion. Okay. Now, is that a guarantee? No, it's absolutely not a guarantee, but is it a better look? Absolutely. So what we're seeing on Bitcoin right now, in my opinion, is bullish. Okay. But we have to hit that with a caveat too, because we are running into a little bit of resistance here, and we're going to talk about it, right? So if we look at the charts, we are running into a resistance, which is a potential double top right here, which is about 106.9-ish, right? 106.870, and then we smashed within $5 of it right now. We're trying to push it, right? We're trying to push it, and we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, what we really care about is not as much Bitcoin. It's more about the altcoins, right? It's more about ETH, at least to us as wolfers, okay? And the good news on ETH is that we do have a charting pattern that I've picked out from a long time ago. I've been talking about it for a while, called a cup and handle pattern, that we are inside of the cup and handle, the handle of the cup right now. And that does give us a price target of about $4,700 on ETH, which could pump our rest of our portfolio, like this stuff right here, the Sonic Labs, right? That just got rebranded from FTM to Sonic, and it could get us to where we are wanting to go. We're also seeing some bullish scenarios happening on Avalanche, okay? Sonic is a little bit down because the rebrand, I don't think, went as smooth as a lot of people would have liked it to. ETH, if it can break above this level right here, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, confirm and then back test it. Obviously, we got to smash through this high in this double top pattern, this swing high, which was an MA pattern. If you didn't catch that, right? It's an MA pattern. It came right here and then bam, dropped down. That's a textbook MA pattern, right? Now, secondarily, if we can do that, we can smash up here towards the all-time highs and kick off alt season. That's my bias, okay? Now, what's going to help us do that? Hopefully some executive orders, right? We've got Trump and the SEC is launching what's called a crypto task force to develop clear regulations for crypto. And I'm just going to read you the Spark Notes on it. You can go check it out yourself. I'm not the guy that sits here and reads articles to you. I think I have a little bit more personality and a little bit more insight than that. But essentially, the chair of the SEC is announcing that they've launched this crypto task force that is going to develop a comprehensive, and clear regulatory framework for crypto assets. Great. We love it. We'd love to hear about it, right? Because a lot of these cryptos, in my humble opinion, and you can have your opinion however you want, a lot of these cryptos are not securities. Some of them absolutely 100% are. Totally get that. Some of the instruments inside a blockchain are definitely securities, but we're talking like the Bitcoins of the world, potentially the Fluxes, the, Cardanos and stuff like that of the world. I don't see those as necessarily being securities. I think that you can bundle those into securitized instruments. Absolutely. You got an ETF that's bundling Cardano, HBAR, Solana all together. Is that a security? Yeah, absolutely. It's a security. But are those underlying assets securities in and of themselves, like ETH? I think that's open to interpretation. I don't necessarily think so. But the thing that's going to kick this off is Bitcoin going up to where we need to see it go up to, right? Naturally. But then ETH kicking off, right? And we are seeing Bitcoin get through this resistance level. So if we can see it get above, I don't know, 107.3 or something like that without getting a rejection here, it could be upward trajectory for Bitcoin. And this is where we would be looking for longs. Okay. Now, this I think will help. All right. And they got Gensler out of there. So that's great news, right? Then we've got Trump doing this as well. Explore a national stockpile, right? This is the Bitcoin strategic reserve, essentially. And I think people are trading the rumor on this, right? I think people are trading the rumor on this because this literally just dropped like yesterday, right? So yeah, I mean, if we do get a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the United States, I mean, it could be going up from here, is my point. That could be very bullish long-term for crypto, okay? Now, secondarily, the Morgan Stanley CEO, Ted Pick, said that the bank will work with U.S. regulators on offering crypto. This is Morgan Stanley, one of the biggest banks in the United States. And he announced this at the WEC in Davos, literally last week in Switzerland. If you don't know what the WEC is, World Economic Forum, right? So you can go and check this out as well. But, you know, I mean, this is also really good news, you know, but we've been hearing rumors about this type of stuff for a very long time. So forgive us if we are a little jaded on that, because that might not necessarily mean that it's going to happen. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow. You know, at the very least, it's definitely not going to happen tomorrow, but could it happen? Yeah, I believe it absolutely could happen. We'll see when it actually does, right? And then you've got some cryptos that are just absolutely ripping, right? Ripple is the biggest obstacle for a strategic Bitcoin reserve in the US. That's what the Riot vice president said. Why? Let's look at XRP. Man, this thing's going absolutely bonkers right now. XRP's going just slamming through stuff, dude. It's nutty. Big old bull flag for XRP. Look at that bad boy. Just giving you a target of almost $4.25 on XRP. It's like $4.24.34 or something crazy. I mean, XRP could be going absolutely insane. It could literally be the replacement of the CBDC, right? And especially with Trump yesterday signing an executive order that basically said, hey, no CBDCs, no CBDC talk, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Ripple could be absolutely poised to just smash if it replaces the CBDC. Because I know a lot of people aren't very bullish on CBDCs, right? So, you know, we'll see what we can do. Richard Ford says it is pizza day, but Hospital Square pizza, like back in the high school days. Dude, I feel so bad for Richard Ford. He always comes here with his terrible stories of woe. And, you know, we got to send him some pizza, man. Everybody's doing good today. Must be cold in Florida. Thought it was always hot there. Nice fleece. Dude, honestly, crazy, right? Okay. It is snowing in Florida right now. Are we in the end times? Our president is launching meme coins. Are we in the end times? It's snowing in Florida. Are we in the end times? They just burned down Hollyweird. There's a lot of stuff happening. Okay. Not necessarily the most bullish stuff either. So it is cold here. It was like 40 degrees, which for southern Florida, southwestern Florida on the tip, it doesn't get that cold, man. It's wild. Dude. This is the executive order right here. Let's see if we can pick out some fine points of it. This is the executive order Trump signed yesterday that made the entire market do this. Bloof, bloof, bloof. And then you got this crazy senator lady from Wyoming. Oh, I've got a big tweet. I've got a big announcement coming. Oh, yeah, market pumps up. Then her announcement comes and everybody's like, no one cares. Blah. Just blasted it down, man. I mean, this is market manipulation at its finest. Dr. Phil Good's throwing pie at my face. I love it. We're getting the Friday Pie Day vibes, baby. There's a lot of market manipulation happening right now, man. It's really, really frustrating, and it's super annoying, to be honest with you. So it looks like we are getting that textbook rejection right here, man. It is a textbook rejection. Right here. Boom. Tried to wick up to it. Dropped it back down to 106,650. We'll see what happens. This is a topping tail candle. It's not like a very definitive topping tail, but this is definitely a topping tail. This is a dragonfly doji. Those signal downtrends when they come in this type of bearish pattern. Could this have been the downtrend that it was talking about? Yes. Could it catch and move up? Yes. Is it going to? We don't know yet. Let's look at this executive order, though. I really want to see what's in here. Plays a crucial role in innovation. Okay, we don't care. Protecting and promoting the ability of individual citizens to access and use for lawful purposes public blockchains. Okay, that makes sense. Sovereignty of the United States dollar, including through actions to promote the development of lawful and legitimate dollar-backed stable coins. So, no CBDCs. Banking services for all law-abiding citizens and private sectors. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, even if you hold crypto and your gains are from crypto, that makes sense. Neutral regulations, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. CBDCs right here, taking measures to protect Americans against the risks of central bank digital currencies like what they have in China. It basically tracks you, gives you a social credit score, all that type of stuff. The term blockchain. Okay, that's just a definition. Don't care. Revocation of the previous executive order by Biden of the whatever. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is all stuff kind of making sense. A working group on digital asset markets. That makes sense. The attorney general, it'll include all these people. That makes a lot of sense. I get that. Yeah, I mean, this looks good. This looks fine. I'll read through this a little bit more. I'm not going to read through it on the stream because I think that's really boring to do. So that's not entertainment, and that's not what we came here for, right? So it is what it is. We've got this guy proposing to amend the 22nd Amendment. Huh? Meaning that Trump could serve a third term, but Obama couldn't. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really don't like that. That's starting to turn into some dictatory vibes, like some Putin vibes there. I mean, we are who we are for a reason. You can go and check this out on ogles.house.gov or whatever if you want to. This is not good. I don't want to see this at all. They need to not pass that law or whatever. No one's in the Discord. We're getting out of it. All right, let's talk about Sonic. I want to show you Avalanche really quick, though, because there is upside for Avalanche. We just went over this on the stream. Okay. We got a supply zone right here. This is a really good bottoming supply zone. We've got like a double, triple bottom right here. Double bottom, boom. If you scroll it all the way over here, this is where we had trouble. We went up, we came back down, we went up, and then we went and ripped, right? All the way up here to about $70. $60, my bad. So this is now support. Support held, right? We are in what is called a descending triangle or a falling wedge. Okay. What do these things do? This is good for Wolfer. They tend to coil and then break out, right? Where's your first level? $47. Where's your next level? 51. Where's your next level? Full extension at $56. Then the 0.618 is at $69. Keep your minds out of the gutter. 2.618 is at $91, and then the 3.618 full extension is at about $113, which is just about $20 shy of the all-time high. It's looking good for Avalanche, man. This is a good little, I mean, if you entered here or even here, I mean, you're an absolute legend. You killed it, right? And you're probably going to get some serious upside. So I don't see Avalanche falling too far down further than this sector or this kind of like supply zone right here. If it gets below about 33, we could see it doing, you know, maybe to the 20. We would have support at 30. and then you would have support at, yeah, so the 30 range, and then it would be a pretty steep fall down to about 22 bucks. So that's kind of like the top side, the top downside on that. FTM is just not looking hot right now, and the reason is because we got this, they, in my opinion, had a terrible launch to the rebranding of the Sonic blockchain, because they rebranded it essentially like right here and then just fell off because I think people were freaking out because they didn't know if they were going to be able to sell their FTM on the exchanges anymore, if it was going to have to get converted. So rather than take that risk, they just sold it off, right? But the good news is that your 0.618 fib is right here at $1.11, and then your full extension 127, and then up to $1.48. So then past that, I mean, we're looking towards all-time highs, right? So I want to show you on the daily chart what I mean by that. Past that, you're looking at all-time highs, right? Which is the $3.30 range. So we can pull the, I'll show you. So what is called a trend-based fib, okay? So we can pull it from this high to this ultimate low to this ultimate high, and it gives you downside targets, right? Or if you pull it from this high, right, to this high, to this ultimate high, my bad, from this low to this high to the ultimate low here, guess where it's taking us, or guess where it's wanting to take us? Right up here above $3. So somewhere in the $2.68 range to about the $3.60 range. Call it right meet in the middle. You're looking at all-time high on FTM right here. It's looking great for us. So Avalanche, FTM, both looking great. Let's see what we can talk about on Flux, USD. Let's go to Binance. So yeah, Flux is still caught in that same kind of like downward spiral that everybody was caught in. And here's the all-time high on Flux. It was like $3.30 some odd cents or something like that. So what we can do is we can pull that same fib, right? We can pull that same fib right here from this low to this high to this ultimate low and see where it could take us on Flux. So the 1.618 is saying $2.73, and then you've got the 2.618 saying over $4. 3.618 is saying $5.60. So could you see it somewhere in the $4.80 range? Yeah, maybe. At the very least, I mean, the all-time high is $3.30 right here. So, I mean, that being in the middle of the 1.618 and the 2.618 in a bull run is a really good place to be, because a lot of times when you're in a bull run, you're actually going to land the price somewhere in between the 2.6 and the 3.618, right? So that's actually really good news for Flux. And then we already know what's going on with ETH. Like, ETH has upside. ETH has some serious upside, and I'll show you what I mean by that. We can go to the daily chart on ETH as well, and we can measure it from this previous bing bang. Okay, we're going to call this the ultimate low, just in that range, right? And then we don't have enough room to drag this, so we'll drag this over. So where's it saying that ETH could go? Really, really friggin' high, man. Really friggin' high, which is great news for us as wolfers. So it's saying 8,600 to the 1.618 and then 13K to the 2.618. You go further than that, you're looking at $18,000 ETH. You could settle maybe in the $15,000 range. I think you settle more here in the middle of the 1.618 and the 2.618, because ETH is the second biggest by market cap. It's going to be hard to move it that far. But if you can smash through here, which is the 0.618 fib right down here, I'll show it to you. Whoops, move that out of the way. This is the 1.618 fib at $3,800. You're going up here to about $4,700, which is the measured move on our cup and handle. So there's a lot of confluence up here saying we're going to $4,600. Even if we do come back down here to the 0.382 at $2,800, all roads are leading up here to about $8,600, or at the very least $5,700 to this full measured move, right? So I mean, everything's looking good on ETH. One thing I wanted to kind of address with people, if you know anything about FTM and the Sonic rebrand, you can go to soniclabs.com and you can do this. You can, click the upgrade button or whatever you want to do. my.soniclabs.com. Make sure you're going to the right website. Then you obviously have to connect your wallet, and then you can bridge your Phantom to Sonic. And what this will do is this will actually give you points, and you can see the leaderboard. Like the top person has 2.7 billion points. This is going to be the thing that qualifies you for the airdrop. So why has Wolfer not gotten a Sonic validator? Because you don't qualify for the airdrop if you're a validator. I think we make more money off of the airdrop than we will off of the validator. And that's going to be bad news. That airdrop is going to be bad news for price in the short term. But I'm not really worrying as much about price in the short term, because I think we probably could see a sell-off down here to about, I don't know, about the 45 to 38 cent range. Maybe we get a catch point right here at about 38, 39 cents whenever they do the airdrops, right? And so my point is that we would make more money off of the airdrop than we would actually validating the blockchain right now. So until that airdrop is done, we're not going to spin up a Sonic validator because we will make more money off of the airdrop. And you can go into their documentation and all of that stuff, and it'll tell you exactly how to participate, when you can claim, what gives you points, how big the airdrop is going to be, and all that stuff. And you can go and find all that on their website, right? But that's kind of my point, is we're sitting tight on that. We're not going to spin up a Sonic node until we get some news on that airdrop and see what's happening, right? See what happened to Bitcoin. Did it go past 107? It's trying, man. 107. I mean, it's trying for sure. But it ain't getting there. It ain't getting there. It's tried, right? 107.3. That's kind of your line in the sand. Like, if it rejects here, it's probably going to reject pretty hard. Head right back down here to the 100 moving average on the daily. But if we look at the hourly chart, there's a lot more in terms of support on the way down, right? You've got your first level at about 104.7. You've got your second levels right here at about 104. And your third level is probably going to be here at about $103,000. That's just above the 200 moving average as well. And then if you look at this FRVP, which is called a fixed range volume profile, you can see that we actually have a massive support right here at about 102.3. And we tagged that almost perfectly right here before this uptrend. So if you do get a rejection here, what you could probably see is, a pit stop here, maybe a little bounce, a pit stop here, maybe a little bounce, a rejection here, come down here, bam, bounce from the value area, move up, all-time highs, right? That's kind of what we're seeing on Bitcoin. So if anybody has any questions, drop them in the comments section. There's no news on pre-send, man. If there was, I would have led with that. Sorry, I just dropped my headset. If there was any news on that, dude, trust and believe we would have already done a stream on it. So once the patent office decides to do their job, we'll let you know. But I have no control over it, man. And people asking me about it doesn't make it move any faster. People, bringing it up doesn't make it move any faster. I'm going to have the same exact answer for you every single time until I don't, right? And I promise you, you won't need to prompt me to give you the answer, because once I have the answer, I will be the one prompting myself to give you the answer, because I'm awaiting it as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Everybody kind of understands the plan for Wolfer. Everybody understands, what our strategy is in terms of liquidation of those potential validators and stuff like that. You kind of see the levels that we could be doing that at as well. And if you don't know what the strategy is, just go back to the Wolfer briefings. You'll see them. I'm not going to sit here and beat a dead horse every single week explaining the exact same things over and over and over again, just because people choose not to show up to the briefings. That's on them. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do exactly what we said we're going to do on those previous, probably 3 or 4 briefings that we've been talking about, all of that stuff in abundance. And everybody knows the direction. And honestly, it's looking really good for us right now. So I'm excited to be in the position that we're in. We're in a better position than 99% of other projects out there. Actually, 90% of the projects out there when we came out back in 2022 aren't even there anymore. And we are, and we're up. Right. So that's the big difference in between us and them. And our upside potential and trajectory and target is massive comparatively. And secondarily, our ability to turn this into something that prints for a very, very long time, things that we can pass down to our next generations and things of that sort, is tremendously higher than the minimal upside that a lot of these other ones have. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody showing up. Hopefully that's helpful. Everybody have a good hashtag Friday Pie Day. Boom. With your beautiful families. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Boom. Bang on the notification bell. I cannot trade for Wolfer. Okay. Again, like, we are not a hedge fund. Okay. We do not have money transmission licenses. Not that a money transmission license would do anything for us, but you know, my point is that we're not a hedge fund. We're not a mutual fund. We're not a fund. We're a blockchain infrastructure company. Okay. So no, I cannot trade for Wolfer. So all the people that ask in the Discord or ask in the comments section on my streams and stuff like that, like, are you trading for Wolfer Finance? Can you trade for Wolfer Finance? The answer is no and no, categorically. I am not going to. I cannot. I don't have the proper corporate framework in order to do it, even if I wanted to. So it's just what it is, man. I wish I could. It'd be a lot cooler if you could, man. You know, but we can't. So it just is what it is. So Wolfer's going to stay and be what it is. And that's that. And that's it. So I will see you all in the next stream. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you smash the like button. Have a good hashtag Friday Pie Day and a beautiful weekend with your beautiful families. Everybody have a good day. Peace.